What's up guys, Matt here with 2FMRC coming at you with a quick look at this brand new Hyper Go buggy. This is a 1/14 brushless four-wheel drive buggy for 200 bucks. It looks like it's even got some paddle tires included. A lot going on with this thing. They contacted me and asked if I'd be interested in checking this out, and I was like, absolutely. For one, I love the look of the body. It just looks sweet. And then there's a lot of stuff going on with this. We'll open it up, talk about it. But I love the bashers, and you guys, if you've watched any of my basher videos, you probably know, like, I get them and I dog them. I want to know, is it going to break, and is it worth your money? Because look, I get this sent to me. I don't have a dime in this, so do I care if it breaks? Not really. I mean, that's just me telling the truth. Like, it doesn't matter to me. If it breaks, it breaks. You know, like, so I'm going to go send it because you guys are the ones putting your $200 of hard-earned money in this. Trust me, I work for a living, I know. So before I spend 200 bucks on something, I want to know, is it going to hold up to normal use or is it going to hold up to 2FM use, you know? So let's pop this thing open, see what we got going on in here. So a truck like this is really good this time of year, in my opinion. You know, we're going to have some good deals coming up on Black Friday, I imagine. I like to buy a lot of RC stuff around Thanksgiving and Christmas. For one, Christmas is a great time to get kids into this hobby. And that's one of my main goals. Honestly, if I can ever get to the point where I can just have extra trucks. We were out crawling the other day and there was a kid out there with this little like shark monster truck thing trying to crawl on the rocks. And I was like, I wish I'd have brought one of these extras because I'd just give it to the kid, you know. But that's my goal someday anyways. But an RTR like this is a great way, battery's done. So like I was saying, these are just a great way to get kids into the hobby. Something like this, it's four-wheel drive, it's gonna go really well. Brushless, it's gonna keep them interested. Liam, even when he was 3 or 4 years old, if it wasn't brushless, like he knew it and he wanted it to be brushless. Something like this where they've got enough speed that they can stay interested in it will really pique their interest for sure. These tires, I really like these. They look like some others I've seen in like 10 scale, and they've got a great feel to them. Really sweet looking buggy. We've got 2 bodies. This is cool. Nobody really does this kind of like goldish. That's pretty wicked looking. One thing I can see right here already that I really like is this plastic right here. It's kind of going to protect this body when you roll this thing. So if we flip it over, yeah, it's kind of going to skid on this plastic. So it's just like a guard. I don't see pins, so maybe they're in here. We've got a lot in here. I can see every little nook and cranny in here has something. So we do get paddle tires with it. That's awesome. Nice. That's really sweet. These feel good. And I mean, the cool thing about these paddles, you know, say you get your kid one of these for Christmas. It's four-wheel drive. Take these out in the snow. That could be a lot of fun. Definitely could be a lot of fun. Let's see what we got in this box. Look at that. There's so much packed in this box. Unbelievable. So I want to see this transmitter because in the picture I've seen of this thing, the transmitter looks really nice. Okay. Definitely got a good one-hand drive feel. That's the first thing I always check. Can I drive it one-handed? Pretty good feel. Foam well. We've got an on-off. We've got a 70 and 100%. So you got off, 70, 100%. So again, for a kid, you can limit the throttle a little bit. We'll check that out. And then we got some other buttons. I think this has LEDs on it as well. So I don't know if one of these switches runs that or if they're just on all the time. We've got a throttle trim and a steering trim. Pretty good feel. It's a little bit tight for me because I have big hands. It'd be really good for a kid, but you can see it's like a little bit snug like this, like I'm used to my trigger being out here. But definitely really good for a kid, and I can definitely make use of it. So pretty nice little 2.4 gigahertz transmitter. We've got a 2,000 mile pack 3S right here. And then there's one in the truck as well. So 2 batteries, charge one while you run one, keeps the kids rolling. Just keep an eye on motor temps. I mean, being brushless, you're probably going to be okay. It has a fan on it. Your ESC has a fan on it. But if it's dead of summer, you're running this thing wide open, back-to-back battery packs, kids taking it through real tall grass and stuff. It's one of the first things I tell anybody that's new to RC. They pick up something like this, and I did it. When I first got into the hobby, I bought like 3 or 4 batteries, and I just run until the thing would just shut off from thermal protection before it like melted down. And then I would just disconnect the battery, trick the ESC, get it to run again, and run. So like, check your temperatures. One easy way, if you don't have like a temp gun, feel your motor. If you can't put your finger on it for like 3 to 5 seconds, it's too hot. Let it cool. But anyways, we've got an extra wing here. Looks exactly like this one, so just an extra. That's crazy. We're getting extra parts and everything. So we've got a charger here. We have 2 different chargers because we have a 2S and a 3S, or are these? Oh my gosh. These are both 3S. So we've got 2 3S packs in here. A lot of times they'll give you one 2S, one 3S. So this is just going to be instant fun, all right? What's it? Oh, okay, we got a wheelie bar that we can bolt on right here. Like I said, 2 3S batteries. You have one regular style charger. You know, I don't use these very often. They will work. I recommend getting a hobby grade style charger. I'll link one in the description that I use that's like 35, 40 bucks probably. They work great, and you're gonna be able to charge much quicker than these. We've got lots of extra pins, it looks like. There's 10 or 12 pins in there probably. And a wheel wrench, which is nice because we might want to run paddles. But is this just extra body posts? Shock towers. Wow. So we've got an extra set of shock towers and body posts as well. Oh my gosh, are you serious right now? We've got extra A-arms. I mean, does all of this normally come with it, or did they send me extra stuff? Like, that's pretty awesome. You can get an RTR and like have extra parts like that. I mean, good grief. Different spring rates for the shocks. So if you're slamming the chassis a lot, you're taking this off some pretty big jumps or something, you can stiffen it up with the springs. You got some extra wheel nuts here, extra screws. Oh, I'd say these are the pins for the A-arms. So yeah, so if you lose the pin that goes through the A-arm, I mean, they give us a lot of extra stuff. So it looks like we've got one solid drive shaft down the center that is metal. We've got this nice chassis brace here that's gonna keep this thing from like flexing and bending this aluminum chassis too much, hopefully. You know, you see a lot of other larger scale trucks come with this, and very nice filling oil shocks. They feel really good. So off of a normal jump, what normal people will probably do, something like that. But you can see if you get very high, you hear that? It like bottoms out a little, change your spring rate, you know, or you can play with your shock oil if you're a little deeper into the hobby. So I'm gonna get these batteries charged, and then we're gonna go rip this thing because this looks really fun. I love that, look at that. That gold is crazy, or whatever it is. I'm about half colorblind, but it looks like a goldish to me. We do have our manual. It's got all of your part numbers. That's one of the best things that I always look for in these, like, you know, a Hyper Go or something like that, that maybe you're not gonna pick up at your hobby shop spare parts for it, which this came with a lot of spare parts. But if you can look at the manual and find the part number, usually you can go online and get the part for it. So that's really nice that you get the exploder view. Plus, if you're new to the hobby, you need to know how this thing goes together. Boom, right there. So very nice. We're gonna get these batteries charged and then go run this. I'm really, really excited about this thing. There's so much in this box. Look at this. That's crazy. So I was coming out here to the skate park to run this little thing, and I haven't been out here in at least a year and a half, and they've totally screwed the skate park up. Like, you can't even do a lot of what we used to do. They put this rail up, so now you can't really jump up this hill, which was really cool. And they moved the ramps around, so we don't have any like real good kickers. So we're just gonna take this thing and see what we can do with it. So I forgot to bring along my speed meter, but here I'm checking the speed at the 70% rate. I just wanted to see about how fast this thing would run. They said it would run 33 miles per hour on 100%. And then I found out later that if you press the button on the ESC 5 times, that it unlocks even more speed of this thing, so you can get up to 45 miles per hour, they said. So I ended up braking at the end of the day before I found that out. But as soon as I get this fixed, I will definitely be testing this out to see, because this thing's really fast as it is. And if I'm going to unlock 12 miles per hour more out of this, this little thing is going to go nuts. So one of the things I love about these small bashers is you can just take them kind of anywhere and have fun with them. Jump them off of picnic tables, smash them into, random handrails, whatever. It kind of reminds me of the 24 crawlers. I can find one really good rock and have hours worth of fun with those. And it's kind of the same with these, if you're just kind of limited on concrete or driveway space or whatever, or you just want to go out to a skate park like this, you can have a lot of fun in a small area. They're very nimble, so you can do little things like that. I've got a lot of larger bashers, and you just kind of got to have a bigger area. They're a little more dangerous around younger kids. They would definitely take a leg out quick. And then a lot of times with the larger bashers, you got to have 2 batteries or larger, very expensive batteries and that sort of thing. With the price of like 2 and 3S batteries coming way down nowadays, you can get tons of batteries to run with this thing and run all day, basically. With these 2 batteries that come with this, I had plenty of run time. I would say I'm getting I didn't really time it because I always lose track of that time, but at least 30 minutes per pack. It took me about 30 minutes to charge it at 2 amps, which is a very safe rate on my hobby grade charger. The stock charger was probably at least 2 hours. I don't know. I lost track. So the stock charger is going to take you a pretty good while to charge one of these batteries. That's why I would recommend going ahead and picking up one of the chargers that I mentioned earlier. So look, I used to ride BMX. It's kind of a sad world we're living in because look, they put this rail up here. This is perfect. There shouldn't be any paint left on this. It looks like maybe somebody tried to grind it, but this is perfect. I'd have been all up on this. What's wrong with the world? This does also come with Dean's plugs on it, so it's very easy to pick up a couple extra batteries if you wanted. I'll link a few in the description that should work with it. But with the 2 that are included, you get quite a bit of run time. Lost the pin already. So I tried to leave as many clips of me just really beating this thing to death in here as I could. I was running this way harder than I should have been. I thought there it had broke, but nope, everything was fine. I did towards the end up breaking a screw off in one of the front steering knuckles. I was being way too hard on this. I wouldn't advise running anything like this. I was just to the point of seeing if I could break it, to be honest. And the plastics on this all seem to be really good. The A-arms and steering blocks and everything, they just kind of flexed and didn't break. It's just the screw kind of broke off in it. So I'm going to have to drill that out or whatever. But I went to the manual, found the part, and actually just got on Amazon. I found the entire front set of 2 A-arms and steering knuckles and everything, and it was $20, and I could get it the very next day. So I just went that route instead of trying to find the one single piece, because when I seen I could get it the very next day, I was like, yeah, for $20, I'm on it. So parts seem to be readily available with this. It shares the same parts as a lot of their other trucks. So I think this is a really good value. For $200, you're getting a lot in the box. It seems to be a good, strong RTR. Maybe the screws, you could swap those out because I did break a screw in the steering block, but I put this thing through it. So I think a very good value for what is there. A lot included. Look at this thing. And it took this. That wasn't even what broke it. I mean, maybe that weakened it. But this little hit right here, just right on the corner. I wasn't paying attention what I was doing. And boom, snapped it. So you guys, I really appreciate you if you stuck around this long. And I'll let you check out the damage here. So it's a pretty minor break here. It just broke the screw off in this knuckle. So this screw right here, it just broke it off. And I don't have anything out here that can get that out. I tried to run a screw in from the bottom. I tried to just beat it out of there. I was gonna run a longer screw with a nut on it because I had all of that stuff with me, but it's not coming out. So I'm gonna have to like drill it out or something. But my plan is to just get that out of there and put a longer screw and a nut on it. And I may go ahead and change this screw because they must be a little fragile, but this thing took an absolute beating, okay? I don't think the knuckles are an extra part that they give us, but it's really cool that we have a lot of extra parts. I thought it was probably an A-arm or something at first, but look at this. This thing took a beating. I mean, and all of these things break, trust me. I have enough of them. I know it doesn't matter if you spend $1,000 on it or you spend $200 on it. You're gonna break it at some point, especially if you're doing the stuff that I was just doing with this. But overall, it held up great. And I mean, a screw, that's nothing, okay? So this will be fixed, be back up and running soon, hopefully. And I was really enjoying this thing. You know, I like these little trucks. They're so small and nimble. You can just whip them around in tight spaces and have a lot of fun with them. So I was having a lot of fun with it. Unfortunately, I was gonna clear that fence. Maybe we'll have to come back for that. But broke that screw off, so I didn't get to attempt it again. But I think this little guy can clear that fence. So definitely gonna have to try it again. You guys let me know what you think about this one. Overall, I didn't have any heat issues with the motor. ESC, it's cool out here, so I didn't expect to have any heat issues, but I ran it just non-stop and had a blast with it. So let me know what you think of this one, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.